Action News investigates has learned high levels of radiation have been found in a Pittsburgh area stream that feeds into a water treatment plant.
Investigative reporter Paul Van Alzel joining us now. Paul, we're talking about levels, let me get this straight, up to 60 times higher than the maximum allowed in drinking water?
That's right, and those high levels of radiation were found in a Greene County stream that flows into the Mon River. Ultimately, of course, that water ends up here in Pittsburgh. Now, the state says the radiation does not pose a threat to drinking water right now, but a biologist tells me there are, in fact, serious potential health concerns.
I'm going to go get us a sample. We're going to see what's in this water.
Ken Dufala of the Isaac Walton League Conservation Group has been taking samples from 10 Mile Creek for years, frequently finding high levels of total dissolved solids.
I wouldn't touch it. As you can see, I try to keep my hands off of it all I can, because I don't know what's in this water.
To find out exactly what is in the water, he pressed the State Department of Environmental Protection to do comprehensive testing. The results showed levels of radium-226 and 228 totaling 327 picocuries per liter at one location and 301 picocuries per liter of radium-226 at another location. In plain English, that means both samples had 60 times the EPA drinking water standard of 5 picocuries per liter.
There's something in here that's not supposed to be here.
This is where 10 Mile Creek feeds into the Mon River. Less than a mile downriver is a water treatment plant, and that is a major concern for regulators and area residents. You don't want to drink this stuff.
No.
John Stoltz is a biologist at Duquesne University. He says radium can be hazardous.
The reality is if it's getting into the water that's being used as a source of drinking water, then it is a problem.
One big problem, water authorities cannot easily get rid of radium through the standard filtering process. Tests by the Tri-County Water Authority last year found low levels of radium-228, just 1 picocurie per liter. But the authority did not test for radium-226, and it did not do any radium testing in 2012 or 2013. It's not just drinking water that's a concern. The Isaac Walton League canceled plans to stock 10 Mile Creek with trout this year after consulting with state officials.
Do you want to eat fish that has radiation in them? It's that simple.
The high radiation levels have area residents alarmed.
They need to do more testing and stuff on it. The government worries about everything else except the working people.
Somebody needs to come up with a solution for it, obviously. You know, that's not good to have that high of radiation levels.
The Department of Environmental Protection says residents should not be worried for now. 10 Mile Creek does feed right into the Mon, so you can understand why people would be concerned about that.
No question, and that's why we're testing at the drinking water source.
The DEP is concerned enough that it is also doing additional testing of water, fish, and wildlife in the area.
We're trying to attack this from every possible angle to see, you know, what the extent of the contamination is, if there is an extensive amount of contamination, what it's affecting, and then tracking it down.
DEP is especially interested in finding the source of the radiation. Duquesne's Stoltz says the test results offer a clue.
It's highly suggestive of that it may be due to drilling operations, and or at least the wastewater.
Gas industry officials dismiss that theory, saying there is no evidence that fracking wastewater is being illegally dumped into abandoned mines or streams. The Marcellus Shale Coalition declined our request for an interview. In a statement, Coalition President Dave Spiegelmeier says the industry uses the latest technology to protect our environment while increasing operational efficiencies. This is especially true as it relates to the widespread utilization of reuse and recycling technologies that our members have pioneered and continue to refine. Whatever the source of radiation, Dufala and Stoltz say it is critical to find it and stop it from getting into the water. Critical not just for Greene County.
That stuff coming out of there is eventually going to get in your drinking water in Pittsburgh. Eventually it's going to get there.
And radium does not go away quickly. The half-life for radium-226 is 1,600 years, meaning even then it will still be half as potent as it is today. And DEP hopes to have the results of its latest round of testing by sometime in September.
All right, so you've officially raised that alarm. We're all like, oh,
right.
So what happens if you drink water that has radium in it?
Well, it's not good. Studies have shown that people exposed to high levels of radium for extended periods of time have a wide variety of diseases ranging from anemia and cataracts to bone, liver, and breast cancer. So not good stuff.
All right, we have to get this conversation started, and you just did.
That's right.
Paul, thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.